Hi, Assalamualaikum. Good morning to Miss Shafika and also to my fellow friend. My name is Amin Arif bin Adam. So today I'll be presenting my informative speech. My topic will be freestyle aerobic and how to revive it. Alright, so these are my contents. So I'll be doing the introduction, and of course I will include a few ways on how we could improve freestyle aerobic. These are the ways, but I'll be explaining them in details one by one, and then I'll be concluding my presentation. Okay, so let me introduce a bit on freestyle aerobic. So freestyle aerobic has been around since the early 70s. It was fun, entertaining, yet it seems to get rather old quite fast. Instructors were spending countless of hours creating new routines. So along came pre-choreographed program that leads to the fall of freestyle aerobic. So what is pre-choreographed aerobic? It is a program which provide the instructors with new song and provide the instructors with new choreography. So it lessen the burden of the instructors to create new routine. But in the early 2000s, freestyle instructors managed to revive uh, freestyle aerobics again and make the participant fall in love with the class again. So how do they revive it? There are three ways. One is to include modern dance movement in your class. Second is to use a simpler teaching method. Third is to use a final song in your class. So let's go through one by one. Before that, let me share a quote. If you give a man a fish, he has a food for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he has food for a lifetime. So this is an example regarding freestyle aerobic and pre-choreographed aerobic. So when you are doing freestyle aerobic, you'll be creating routines. You are going to find uh, songs for your classes. You are going to polish your skill on conducting classes. But if you are doing pre-choreographed aerobic, the song is provided to you. The choreography is provided to you, meaning that the materials is provided to you. Once you are too dependent on those materials, you will be having problem if they stop providing the materials to you. All right, so let's proceed with the first point in how to revive freestyle aerobic is to include modern dance movement. Modern dance movement are more interesting and fun. Movements like leg curl and back tap are very traditional and boring, but this movement can still be used as the base move. Changing them into modern dance movement or variation like pirouette and pas de boogie will challenge the participant into trying new movement, keeping the participants curious. These variations are just an option, meaning if the participant can't do pirouette or can't do pas de boogie, they could still just remain with leg curl and back tap. So instead of just exercising, the participant will get excited when you can make them dance. Okay, so this is an example of how I use modern dance movement in aerobics class. So I'll be doing pirouette and also pas de bouger. So I started off with two leg curls, then reduced it to one leg curl and a march. Then I crossed the leg curls to the back, changing it into a pirouette. Alright, then I inserted two back taps at each side, the right and the left. Then I change the back tap into Padabo. So this is just an option. If the participant is unable to do pirouette or Padabuge, they can just remain by doing leg curl and also back tap. Alright, so the second way on how freestyle aerobic could be revived is by using simpler teaching method. Back then, when instructor had very limited movement, they tend to create very complex combination with many movement but did not know the best way to teach it, making participants feel difficult to follow the class. Nowadays, Instructor should teach in a sequence of only 16 counts for each combination and limit a maximum of 4 movements in that combination. It is easier for the participants to understand and remember smaller and simpler combinations instead of bigger and complex ones. Instructor could just use the same combination for the following class with just changing the arrangements or the sequence. The participant will think that it is a new combination and the instructor won't have to use countless of hours creating new routine. Alright, so this is an example on how I use simple teaching method. So I started off with 4 toe taps, then remain 2 toe taps and change to 2 side taps. Then I just add some arm movement to the toe tap and side tap. After that, I include 2 more V step. Then I change the V step to front and back. Then after that, lastly, I just include arm movement for the V step. So these teaching methods are very direct and very simple. This is a 16 count combination and I only do for 4 simple movement: toe tap, side tap, front V step and reverse V step. Alright, so let's move on to the third point, which is to include final song or do a final show for your class. So having a final song show at the end of the class give freestyle aerobics a different level of purpose. Traditional aerobic teaches combination, but at the end of the class, it just challenge the participant cardiovascular fitness and also their memory capacity. Having a final song will improve the coherence of the participant to stick with the class and look forward to the end and give them a feeling of satisfaction. Using songs from movies like Avengers or Coco will attract participants and help instructor to plan how many combinations to teach and what movement to use to match the final song. This is an example of using final song or final show in a freestyle aerobic class. So basically, the instructor have taught the combination, and at the end of the session, he will change the songs to the final song. So this is Coco from this song is La Rona from Coco movie. Right, so I think I have explained all the points. So now let's come to the conclusion. Aerobic has been around for quite some times and hopefully will be with us for a longer time. Adding modern movement, teaching with simpler method and using final song help revive aerobic so that it will find its ways back to the participant's heart. Hoping that with these few ways, instructor will be able to make freestyle aerobic great again. Thank you very much for listening. I think that's all from me. Thank you.